Oh, hello. What's going on, Cobra Kai Nation? I'm gonna start referring you guys as Cobra Kai Nation because it's you guys are the nation. I don't know why it's taking me so long to realize this, but not that you guys are. You get what I'm saying? Like, why haven't I called? Wait, hold on. My mic is all over the place here. Like, why haven't I called you guys the Cobra Kai Nation? Like, I'm gonna start introducing you as that. So, what is up, Cobra Kai Nation? Welcome back to Cobra Kai Nation. Hope you've all had a great week, having a great few days, great lifetime. I am back with a live stream. It's been a while since I did one. Been a month, and I think the last time I went live was right before I went to Atlanta, and it's obviously been so many things that have been going on since then, and we've had a lot of season 6 stuff. Obviously, there's been things that they've been doing in Barcelona, which I'm probably expecting you guys to ask me about. All I can say is I did see the videos that were going around, and the good thing is they don't actually spoil much. And if anything, if you don't want to see anything, just stay off social media until the season's out. And if you are obviously annoyed about the stuff you see, then fair enough, because you don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. But how is everybody doing? Oh my god, we have like so many of you that I haven't seen in a while. What is happening? So today I want to talk about season 6, what we've got so far, and when are we due something new? Um so yeah, Strike First Media, my Boston brother. What is going on? What is up? Hello, Mr. Luigi. Hello, Gian. What is up? Whoa! I'm not highlighting that comment. I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about. That is sus on another level. Darth Chosen, what's up? Jim Tim, Sebastian, no problem. If you guys haven't, I've got a broadcast channel on Instagram where I will be dropping, updates on Cobra Kai season 6, like official stuff. Or if you want to keep up to date with Cobra Kai through Instagram, then I recommend you be part of that broadcast channel. And also my Cobra Kai Nation one with any updates on the channel and any cool things I announce. So with that being said, Joey says on IMDb, you can see there's a stunt double for William Christopher Ford. Dennis Karate Kid 3. Ooh, that's interesting. So does that mean Snake and Dennis are returning? And okay, if William Christopher Ford is back, I just want to quickly say this before we get into the stream. If he's back, then surely Sean Kanan has got to be back, because you can't bring Snake or Dennis back and not have Mike in season 6. It's got to happen. It's got to be happening. I feel the hype. I feel the hype for Cobra Kai season 6. Just reading your comments. How is your day going, Cobra Kai Nation? It's been good, yeah. I've just been busy and had a pretty chill day today, though, compared to like my regular schedule. So it was nice, and I have been thinking about when we're getting the next teaser or trailer for season 6. And I would just say this: I think we're due something this month or next month. Because I just feel like they've been promoting season 6 every month so far. January we got that, we got something in January, I think, and then February or was that just in February? Well, February at the start, we got that image, the behind the scenes image from season 6, and then Jacob Bertram posted that one. And we've also got the what do you call it? The announcement trailer that season 6 was in production. Um like there's been actually quite a few things that we've had, which is great. And I think it would make sense that they continue that for season 6 and the marketing. Um, hello, what's happening? Leaks are getting out of control. Um, it's actually taking longer. I'll tell you this. What's up, Carl? Can you imagine if Chandler Riggs was in Cobra Kai? That'd be funny. I honestly think because this is the biggest and baddest season yet, we're not getting season 6 like wrapping up like next month. I think it's going to be until at least I think end of May or June. That's when season 6 will be fully finished. But it's probably just right now. Uh but yeah. Breaking out the new jacket for the stream. Love it. Hey, Cody noticed. Yeah, I got this new badass jacket. Look at this. Look at this jacket. I can't really move much because of my setup right now, but it's a nice jacket, right? Very, very much like Blue Beetle because of the blue. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to hit the mic if anyone got massive sound then. Yeah. By the way, what we thinking of the microphone? I got an upgrade. It's so nice from when I've been recording. Will be nice to see Dre from Jackie Chan Karate Kid in season 6. I'm just gonna put this out there, James. I appreciate what you're saying. Like, you thinking he's gonna come back, but Dre Parker is not part of this universe. If they bring back Jaden Smith, it would literally be because Will Smith's putting his son in. That simply is that. It wouldn't be. He has no relation to this story. Mr. Han has more of a chance of being related to the Miyagi verse because they could make him canon through, maybe the Miyagi background. Well, that's my theory at least. So, yeah. Hey, Cobra King, what's going on, Serena? Hi, Cobra Kai King guy. If I didn't call myself Cobra Kai Nation, imagine if I was called Cobra Kai King. That'd actually be quite funny. It's got a funny name, actually. Um, Raz Edits, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate it, man. I don't know. I don't want them to rush it. I think that's what everyone is hoping for. I know Netflix are churning out content these days like it's anything, but if they really care about Cobra Kai, which I'm sure they do with the final season, they won't rush it. As in, they won't make the creators rush this final season and push it too much. I mean, I know it's a high demand because it's such a popular show, but you still don't want to rush it. This is a good question. How will it work with Ralph in the movie overlapping with the filming of Cobra Kai? Well, I would assume they would have most of his scenes for Cobra Kai filmed with the way they schedule it, or what would be the case is they schedule all the Daniel stuff uh before he goes to film the Karate Kid movie, or he films some of the Karate Kid movie and he goes back to filming Cobra Kai. It just depends how much he has left by the time they start filming the Karate Kid movie because they probably filmed most of Daniel's scenes by now, like surely. Uh, there's still a lot to do, I bet. But like, if we're thinking it in this sense, they might have had to change the schedules for him quite a bit because he's got this Karate Kid movie, and we still don't know how involved he is in this new film. Like, we know he's in the film, But what if Mr. Han's in it more than he is? Like Daniel could just have a cameo, and they're gonna milk him in the marketing, of course, because he's a freaking Karate Kid. So we don't know that. We still don't know how much he will be in the film because he might just be in the film for 10 or 15 minutes, or maybe even 5 minutes. So he might just be filming a little bit, then he goes back to Cobra Kai filming. But I would assume he's prioritizing Cobra Kai filming, considering not only he's been doing that for several years now, he's also an executive producer on Cobra Kai, so he has to be there. I think also Cobra Kai is going to be filming until at least end of May to June, and they wrap up the Karate Kid movie in June. So they might have him film Cobra Kai, like the last few bits of Cobra Kai. Then he goes to finish the Karate Kid filming. So we'll see. But I mean, in the industry, when an actor has overlapping schedules, it happens all the time. They have to like figure out what dates they can do, and it's very, very it's very much they have to do this quick and get it done and schedule it right so he can fit it in. So it's just a matter of that and scheduling. That's all it is. When does the Karate Kid movie begin filming? I mean, we're talking about Cobra Kai 6 here, but we're talking about the movie. I believe they're filming this month or next month. Apparently they're filming in Montreal in Canada next month until June. Because remember the casting call said they needed the next Karate Kid actor till June. June is probably when they finish filming. And bearing in mind, this is supposed to be out in December, so they're gonna have 6 months of post-production or at least 4 months, and they're gonna have to market it in between that as well. So yeah. I'm sure we're gonna get a first trailer in May or June for the Karate Kid movie because at that point you would expect it, or even in July we might get a trailer because it's a few months out for the film. But we're gonna get a proper teaser in summer, I'm sure, because it's the perfect time to promote it. But yeah. Carl and Miguel would get on so long. Carl is either alike to Robbie and Miguel personality wise. You know what? He gives me that Robbie vibe, but then he's got some Miguel parts to him. I think he's like a hybrid. I can definitely see him being good mates with them. Quite like that. Um, what's up, JG Gibson? How you doing, pal? Um, this was a very spontaneous live. Like I need to schedule lives more regularly again, especially every week. Because obviously I haven't been doing them as regularly as I did before. I do miss doing my live interviews. I haven't done them as much as I used to with like season 4 because I was doing one every day basically. It was so fun to do as well. Like it didn't I do miss that. Just trying to see if I missed any questions. If you have any questions about Cobra Kai, the new Karate Kid movie, but especially with Cobra Kai, because this is the focus of the stream, like please let me know in the comments, and I'll try and get through each one as best as I can. I'll be going live for at least 45 minutes, so I got another half an hour on here, so we can definitely get through these, and I'll try and answer these as best I can. You look like Diaz. Do you mean Diaz? um, Cobra Kai Nation King. I like it. Well, I didn't say Cobra Kai Nation King, but that's quite a funny one actually. Uh, what's up, Beth? Very peppy. What the hell does that mean? Oh, you're talking about Pepto. Makes sense. Anyway, uh, yo, Benny boy, I love your photo with Ralph every time I highlight your comment, man. It's so cool. Really cool. Um, I would rather them release season 6 late on this year to make everyone's stories complete, you know? You mean, like, so they don't rush it? Have I missed some questions? Cobra Kai filming in Korea. So this is a theory that I had for a while after season 5 that they'll go to Korea, and especially with Crease. With Crease's story, I think it's really important, and I think it would make sense if they've teased Korea in season 5 in the flashback with young Kim Sung, young with Master Kim, Terry Silver, John Kreese, and of course a young Sensei Kim Daeun. So I think we'll definitely see Korea, and obviously Barcelona is going to be in the next season, so that's a big thing as well. And I don't, by the way, I don't think this is actually John Hurwitz because I have made John Hurwitz a mod on my channel already. So unless John is using another account, I don't know if this is actually him. So if it is actually John, then I would get a DM right now, probably. So I know it's him. But I don't think that's actually him. So nice try. Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's him. Do you think Tori would apologize to everyone for her behavior? I think so. I mean, I think Tori is in a place now where she's trying to move on from all the things she's done, but she's also trying to heal herself. And I think this current season, she's seen the ways with how Cobra Kai was corrupting her, and I think she wants to find strength in her own way without it being like the Cobra Kai way. And I think season 6, this will be one of her big arcs, is her really discovering herself through Miyagi-Do, and also who through the new dynamics she has with Sam and with Robbie and obviously Miguel, and like her interactions with her new senseis. It's not going to be Kreese and Silver. It's going to be, or Kim Daeun. It's going to be Daniel, Johnny, Chosen. She has so much to learn from them, and she only learned moves from Miyagi Do, but she's not really learned the philosophies and the understanding of it as much as the other characters have that were in Miyagi Do or Eagle Fang. So I'm excited for her arc. She's honestly one of the characters I'd say keep an eye on next season. I mean, everyone's going to get their shine. We know John and Hayden have made that clear, but I think Tori's got a really incredible arc coming up next season, and with the tournament as well. Like, I'm curious if how she's going to feel about doing this tournament, especially because she felt cheated with what happened with the All Valley, and I'm sure she'll give the trophy to Sam as well, which will be cool. And perhaps we will see a moment where Tori might be I'm just gonna say this, like, her whole family stuff, like, Sam finally got to see what a situation was like. I'm very curious how that's gonna affect Tori next season, especially if anything happens to her mum. And I think she's got a lot to bring next season. Like, her season 5 arc was incredible. They just need to continue from that. And I can't wait to see the core four. You know, they're on my. You can see my new overlay. I've added Miguel. You see Miguel, Sam, Robbie, Tori. The core four have to be on there. They are gonna have. There's gonna be a big focus on them, I assume, because they are the four main students. And I know people are gonna be like, "What about Hawk? What about Dimitri?" Obviously, those guys too, but these guys are like the core students in the sense that they are the ones you think of immediately. But also they have the biggest arcs out of the young characters, and Hawk and Dimitri do, but I do feel like there's still that bit, like, can they do a bit more with them? Which I hope they do. So Right, Sebastian. Yeah. And to add on to your point, Miguel and Robbie are bonded because they are officially stepbrothers. And, they're going to get to know each other better now because they're going to be around each other more. They're not fighting. They can actually talk to each other without a rivalry getting in the way and not misunderstanding each other. And, the more they talk and get to know each other, the more they're going to actually be like appreciative of each other. And Sam and Tori need more of that discussion and more of that time together, just them two together. And I think they are at a point now where they're gonna be friends, but doesn't mean they'll be bonded like Miguel and Robbie. But you never know with Cobra Kai. I mean, I'm curious how next season's gonna be for Sam and Tori, and I think the dynamic is gonna be interesting in what it will bring. Because I don't think they're trying to do the same thing with Sam and Tori with like Miguel and Robbie. It's they want to make it different. And I think it'll be cool to see how they bring this dynamic in the story and how that would even affect Miguel and Robbie's relationship as brothers because all of it connects. See, I would love to see a scene in season 6 where Sam and Tori are literally having a moment where they're like interacting and they meet up with Yasmin and Moon, and maybe Yasmin's like, "Oh, why is she here?" And Sam's like, "Back off, like Tori's here to hang with us or to chill with us." Like, I'm just curious if like Yasmin gets a bit bitchy with her and like Sam's like, "Whoa, chill the hell out. Like, she's cool." Like, that would be quite interesting, right? Do you think Hawk has a chance in the Sakai Takai as Miguel and Robbie are the favorites to win? I mean, yeah. Like, out of the male young fighters, the male teen fighters, Miguel, Robbie, and Hawk are the ones. I mean, I know Robbie hasn't won the All Valley, but all three of them, I mean, Miguel and Hawk have won it, but Robbie as well. They all had the potential to win the All Valley, and but two of them have. And they have the potential to go far in the Sekai Takai. It's not just a plot thing, but they are skilled. But obviously, what they have coming next is going to be interesting because they're going to be fighting some crazy dudes in, from the Sekai Takai, which is going to be interesting to see who they are and how they are tested. Sorry, I'm just trying to adjust my camera here. Yeah, so I'm really interested in seeing how they do that because these guys are, like we've said, they're like the most skilled young fighters out of the Valley guys, other than like Sam and Tori. And I was even saying this to a few people like offline. Like, I think Dimitri's gonna get more of a buff next season where him and Hawk maybe are on the same plane. Um, because I think he deserves that. Like, he's gonna get better as a fighter, and every season he's got better. But I want him and Hawk to be on the same level. Like, I think it'd be really cool in that way. Um, but yeah, I mean, they all have a chance. They all have a chance. They're all in the world tournament. I mean, this is something even when season 5 was out, or even before season 5. I mean, we all been wondering if her mum's gonna die or not, and I'm curious if anything happens to our mum, that's gonna be a big arc for her character, and that could pull her and Sam into this new dynamic quite well in the sense that Sam will be looking out for her quite a lot more. And I think they tease that in season 5 because even though it was the fight, you remember how Sam looked out for Tori in the dojo fight with all the cobras and the Miyagi Dos and Eagle Fangs. Like, I actually think that was foreshadowing, Sam looking out for Tori more next season. I honestly think if anything happens to her mum, Sam and especially Amanda, they're going to be characters that really look out for her. I think Daniel is also going to be more influenced by that as well because he will feel so sorry for Tori, especially when Sam is like told Daniel of her situation and all this kind of stuff. I think Robbie will also be a character and Miguel perhaps, but maybe Robbie will be the character that sheds more light on Tori's like living situation. And other than Sam and Amanda doing that, I think Sam will tell Amanda that, and I think Robbie with Daniel would be quite an interesting conversation about that. Because Robbie also was a character that one of the young characters that suffered with things going on at home. Remember when there was no like Shannon was like just not in the house. She was just too busy messing around, partying or whatever, like going to Cabo, letting Robbie know very last minute. She didn't pay the bills, she didn't have the money for it. Robbie sometimes didn't have food in the house, he didn't have electricity, he didn't have running water. It's like, you know, I think for him to talk to Daniel about that would be quite interesting. But yeah, that's a long ass answer. I think people are making the mistake of thinking that the Sakai Taka will be like the All Valley. I think it'll be more of a team tournament. I 100% agree with you there, because the All Valley was like a warm up for them when you compare it to the Sakai Takai, because this is the freaking world tournament, man. I can't see them doing the same thing with the All Valley. I think the early stages will feel like the All Valley to them, but as they get deeper into it, I feel like the semis and the quarters of the All Valley will feel like the start of perhaps the Sekai Takai. And as they get deeper into it, it just becomes incredibly difficult for them. And I think the pairings, I think we're gonna see that. I need to talk about this in a video, I think, in more detail, because I still think this next season is not defined by the 1v1s only. The sense of team spirit is going to be huge next season, and especially this combined dojo now. I feel like these new dynamics. Remember in season 3, at the end of the season, we saw all the students at Miyagi-Do, Johnny and Daniel coming together, and then we also had all the students, like they have like their friends, their friendships, their duos, like Bert and Nate, Mitch and Chris, Sam and Miguel, and then obviously you didn't have Robbie or Tori there yet, but they were bound to be there at some point. And also like Hawk and Dimitri, of course. Those pairings, they're gonna help each other out in the tournament, especially the main core students, because they're gonna need each other's help, especially because this tournament is not. They can't steamroll through it. It's not going to be easy. It's the biggest tournament. It's going to be tough. So I don't think they're going to sideline Hawk. I mean, this season is going to be a big one for all the characters, and we've got to think all the characters that started off the series in season 1. I think in a sense they will be prioritized, like, especially the OGs, like Johnny and Daniel are going to have big seasons. A big season 6, and Miguel and Sam and Robbie, they were part of the start of this, so they will be prioritized as well, I assume. Which is kind of funny I bring that up, because obviously the filming had those 3 in particular with Ralph and Billy, so it makes sense. And I think this next season they're gonna really focus on the guys that started the show off. And Miguel will get his limelight, Sam will get her limelight, Robbie will get his limelight, Daniel and Johnny especially, because it's essentially going to conclude their stories in the main story for the Cobra Kai. And you got to remember, like Sholo said this at the Saturn Awards back in February, that this story, he said the way they, I mean, he's obviously read all the scripts at this point, but the fact Sholo said that the way Ralph and Billy are able to wrap up this chapter in their careers, it's like, massive credit to them. I mean, Sholo clearly was saying like there's a big importance on their characters, and of course there's going to be, because all of this stuff doesn't happen without those two. With Cobra Kai, their rivalry created this new story, created a new beginning, and we're here to see it. And we're here to see the conclusion of that, but also the beginning of something new, because just because their stories end in this series doesn't necessarily mean it shuts the door on everything. It is simply a new beginning. How does this affect the youngsters? They haven't been at each other for 30 years like Johnny and Daniel. There's so much more for them. And they've learned in quicker succession, you know. That's what probably Daniel and Johnny were hoping for as well. Um Honestly, the Sekai Takai could be won by multiple people. I'm gonna have to save this for a video because it's hard to say without going into detail. But I personally think each student will have their moment. Well, I think Miguel will do something which, you know, I know not every student is gonna they can't service every single character with all of them winning unless, you know, some of them win in a bracket, and then like two, like, you know, let's say Sam and Tori win together in the duos bracket, and then individually Sam wins it, and then Miguel. I mean, obviously, there's gonna be characters that they can't win every bracket because then it's too predictable. And then Cobra Kai, where's the threat then? Um, there's gonna be moments I think that the characters will get their shine, especially Robbie and Sam. I think they need that shine in the tournament, and you know, Miguel and Tori have technically had it, but at the same time, I think it really depends because Miguel's arc, you know, he's been a champion in his own right in the All Valley, but it's also a matter of, you know, the stuff with his father. Like, is that going to come back in season 6? Because I think Hector will be in the next season. I think it'd be crazy if not because of the story we could have with him, and you know, things with Tori, the stuff outside of the tournament. I think the stuff with her mum is going to play a big part in her arc. I think Sam and Robbie, their arcs this season, I think the tournament is very important. And Robbie, if he wins it, it really links back to what Kreese was saying. I said this in a video recently about Robbie. Kreese says you just need to show it to the world, like what the skills you have. And he said he's got more potential than even Johnny. I think that was setting up his arc for season 6 with him being a world champion. I think it'd be amazing. And it's not just because Robbie hasn't won. I think in terms of story, it makes sense. He hasn't won the All Valley, but he won something greater than him. And, you know, the show has a lot of philosophy. There's so much to teach the audience with life lessons. And I think this is a great life lesson that sometimes the triumphs come in the bigger victories and something you didn't even think of or something greater than you. And this time, Robbie is not fighting against, he's fighting for, because he's got everybody in support of him, other than Cobra Kai, of course. But this is why he's going to win. And that's another reason why he didn't win in season 4, because he was so against. He wasn't fighting for, he was fighting against. And that's exactly why Chosen didn't win that fight against Daniel, because Daniel was fighting for, not against. And that's a moral I think you can apply to the young characters here with the victories. You know, Sam's fighting for, Robbie's fighting for, Miguel is, Tori is, like they're all fighting for, they're all together in this. And Hayden said it a while ago, one of the co-creators of Cobra Kai. He said, you know, they're all gonna have to work together, especially for what's coming. So definitely have to do a big video on that. Um, what is going on, Ryan? How you doing, bro? Good to see you here, man. Um, what's up, Dominic? I'm good. How you doing, bro? Finn, it's funny you bring this up because I was talking to a few mates about this. I don't know how they're gonna react to seeing Kyler, especially him just rocking up to Miyagi Do, like just trying to like fit in with everybody. I just think it's gonna look funny. But the fact is, he did do that to Sam in, or pretty much did in the cinema in season 1, and I bet Sam is gonna be the first one. Like, why the hell is this jerk here? And you know, I'm just curious how they're gonna go about that because I wouldn't even be surprised if he betrays the Miyagi Fangs. Like, I just don't know if they would trust him. They're gonna have to do something well enough to keep him uh afloat in this, you know. Um, you know what? That would be badass. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring it back, but I wouldn't be surprised if they combine some of his looks from previous seasons for a new one. I mean, I'm curious what they'll come up with, but I'm sure they're gonna have some cool idea uh, for that. Clifford Favors, thank you so much for the donation, man. And I can see you met Jacob at ATL Con. Was that last month? Because that's badass, dude. Do you think that Tori's hand will be healed by the time the Sekai Tokai? We don't know how severe her hand injury is. I think it. I definitely think so. Yeah. I mean, I know Sensei Kim said, your hand will heal before the tournament. So that was a good few months away before the tournament, based on what she said. But they're in summer of 2019 at the end of season 5. So, you know, I'm sure her hand will be all right. She didn't break her hand, but she definitely hurt it pretty bad. Unless she doesn't realize it's fractured or whatever, but she would know because of the pain. I wouldn't be surprised if the only reason she didn't get a checkup is because she didn't have the money to afford medical care. But yeah, I think we're also I think we'll see how that goes, because that's like that's gonna be a weakness for her in the tournament, especially if it's not 100% healed by the tournament. And Sensei Kim is gonna know what happened to her hand, so it could be some of her students go for her. I wouldn't even be surprised if they try and injure her in the tournament. I would not be surprised. I've been saying this for a while. I think Tori's going to get an injury next season. Because I think her character, I mean, technically in season 5 she did, but I think in a tournament setting, there's I think I can see there being a scene where Tori's one of Sensei Kim's students is ordered to hurt her, and Kreese sees that and he's not happy. I can totally see that. And I think that would be a really big moment, especially if Kreese isn't happy with the way they're picking on Tori, because he cares for Tori, we know this. And I think it goes back to the whole Robbie thing as well. I think there's going to be quite a few things going on there. But yeah, I think you got a lot of craziness going on. I just saw an interesting post. See, that would be quite interesting. What's up, Bryce Productions? Terry Silver told Dennis and Snake to burn them. Mike Barnes Mike Barnes finds out and fights Dennis and Snake at the same time. 2-1v1 fight. Ooh, okay. I actually don't think you're far off anything here. I actually think this is a plausible theory. I mean, if they do want to bring back, Snake or Dennis, at least one of them, and if William Christopher Ford is, he's got a stunt double credited for him, we might find out he was responsible for that. And maybe they Silver basically offered them a lot of money to do something. No one would know. We don't know what they're doing with their lives though, but we would have hoped that they would have learned from their mistakes with Terry Silver, or they could still be bad guys. I mean, if Mike interacted with them and had a fight, that would be pretty cool, because I don't think anyone would expect to see Mike fighting Dennis and Snake, or at least Dennis, because obviously, it parallels what happened in the Karate Kid 3. I actually think that would be quite an interesting theory if that happens, Bryce. I do like your theory. But how involved are Dennis and Snake are going to be in the next season? I don't think it'll be too much, but who knows? While Silver is facing his legal troubles, as he told Sensei Kim about Kreese, maybe Dennis and Snake are doing some of his dirty work because he really doesn't have a choice. And this might be the way he brings them back into the series. So that is a very interesting theory. I do like that idea. You think we'll get the season by the end of 2024, early 2025? We're definitely getting it this year. I'm curious if we'll get it in December, because I think that makes sense for the marketing and all that. However, this whole thing about it coming out in September, I do not know where the source is for that. And I know what's on Netflix. Shout out to them. They are very reliable for Netflix information and shows and films from Netflix. But they said September 2024, and I don't know what their source is on that. But if they got that from Production Weekly, maybe that's something to consider. But I don't know why September. You know what I mean? Like it's is obviously I think people would be happy with that. But I guess we'll see if we get it out earlier, we get it later. But I think everyone's thinking December, and after the Karate Kid movie or before the Karate Kid movie is probably what I would expect. But I guess we'll find out. But for sure, it's coming out this year. It's coming out in 2024, so it's not 2025. Unless, like, I had that theory a while ago about the 2 volumes. Maybe 1 volume is out, you know, in the fall, and then the next one is out in January, so we'll see. I really want Robbie to win the Sakai Takai and Sam winning because they are the kids, the 2 legacy characters. I like your theory on that. Like, I mean, not theory, like, the way you put that. I think it's significant for them to win, and, you know, Sam really upholding that LaRusso legacy, but on the bigger stage, and Robbie doing that for Johnny. Like, essentially, Sam and Robbie winning is also part of Johnny and Daniel's legacies. And to see their own kids thrive in a tournament way bigger than the All Valley is going to be so immensely proud of it. And, it's going to be a full circle for Robbie winning a tournament when his father's there with his sensei, Daniel, and the man like who got him out of the way the dark hole he was in, and showed him a different path. And then also Sam being the LaRusso, her finding her own legacy as a LaRusso by winning the tournament or going far in the Sekai Takai. That's going to be incredible. But that's going to be something. It's going to be something for sure, and I can't wait to see what they do with those two because they got some big seasons ahead. Um, I've heard a few people talking about this. How do you guys honestly feel about a sensei bracket? I mean, I love the idea of seeing Johnny and Daniel and Chosen like all fighting in the tournament, but there's a part of it that might sound a little bit silly as well. See, if there was like a sensei student bracket where sensei and student sort of tag in each other and they have to like work together, that'd be quite cool. But it's just the execution of it. Like, this isn't the WWE. We're not going to be having like, you know, Miguel's fighting the student and he goes, "Yo, Johnny," tags him in, and then Johnny just jumps in and like beats up the guy. Like, I'm curious how they'll execute that, especially because the tournament is supposed to be focused on the younger characters. Um, I feel like the fights for the adults are going to be they're obviously going to be outside a tournament, as we've seen in Cobra Kai, and they're going to be big fights. And I think with Sensei Division, it might take away from the youngsters. I know they've teased this with Johnny and Daniel having that little fight in season 4, and it was like a tournament fight. Um, but is it really necessary? I mean, it's a cool idea, but I don't honestly think we need it. Unless, the creators have got something really cool planned up their sleeves, which I'm sure they do with that, but we'll see. But yeah, everyone is getting their moment next season. Every character, especially the guys that started the show off. Okay, Max, I'm curious. Why do you think Barnes is going to team up with Kim? Because they've clearly shown he's a changed man in the last season of Cobra Kai. I don't think this would happen unless, like, his. I guess this would only happen if Mike had his family under threat or Sensei Kim like blackmailed him on a serious level, or it's like a life and death situation with his family. I can only see that happening, but I doubt that would actually happen. Um, Nagrassi, I'm glad you mentioned that. I hope he does as well. I really do. I think there's so much for Hector to bring next season. I can't see them like not having him involved. I asked Luis this when I interviewed him. If you haven't seen my interview with Luis Roberto Guzman, who played Hector Salazar, check that out. It's in my CKN interviews playlist. Check it out because he says some really cool stuff about Hector. And I did ask him if his role was, you know, after did they, did he expect to come back for more after season 5? But he said that even if it was, he wouldn't have told me. But he said he was just there for what they were giving him in season 5, and he would love to do more though. Um, but yeah, hello CKM, what's up, Ty Cox? Good to see you again, man. Do you know if Hilary Swank will be in season 6? I have no idea, but I hope Julie Pierce is involved because she's a character, as I've said, that could bring so much more to the story. And I absolutely loved her character in the next Karate Kid. I think the dynamic with her and Miyagi is super cool. I think that would definitely help a lot. So, I mean, Julie Pierce brings so much more to the Tori Sam dynamic as well. Uh, I actually need Bobby to have a scene with Daniel next season. I actually really want to see that. What's up, Double A? How you doing, man? I'm doing decent, man. Thanks for asking. Hope you're well. Listen to the man himself. Hit the like button right now. I'll start doing this on streams, but if we get 200, actually no, let's set the bar at 300 likes. If we get 300 likes on this stream, or maybe 200 to 300 likes, that will show me your interest in me doing consistent live streams. I know I'm not doing them as regularly as I have before, but again, if we hit that many likes, that will show me that you guys really want to see more streams. So yeah, smash the like button right now. You guys already know I'm gonna be off my nut. Literally, when that season 6 official trailer is out, I'm gonna be so on it, so excited. Oh man, I am probably gonna. I would not be surprised if I lost my voice for that day because I'll be like screaming at what we see. Because it's the last trailer as well for a Cobra Kai season, unless they do a season 7 at some point in terms of a reunion for the show. But yeah, that's gonna be Hassan. That's gonna be something else, man. The whole fandom is gonna go crazy. Um, Jack, I think we will, but I think the creators are playing very coy about that. Because it's a big thing about the next season. I don't think they want anyone knowing this because it's such a mystery, but that's great. It works for the new season. And Robert Mark Kamen, the creator of the Karate Kid and all of the OG films, he literally said a while ago in an interview about Terry Silver being in season 4 and 5. He basically spoiled it. So I don't know, maybe this time they just want to make sure people don't know for sure that he's in. So that's a big one. How do I get my hair like that? I mean, jeans, baby. It's jeans. People always ask me as well, how do I keep my hair like this? I literally grow out my hair. I just maintain it well. I look after it. Shampoo, conditioner, that kind of stuff. I'm very fortunate with my hair, jeans. I will say that. If I have a secret to having my hair like this, I mean, I'm not gonna tell you. No, I don't actually have a secret, or maybe I do. I don't know. You're gonna have to start donating some money if you want to know. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, we've hit the 50-minute mark. Damn. I'm supposed to end this at 45 minutes. Once I get on a live stream. I love this. Uh, there's a fake William Zabka account now. Damn, have I missed? I'm quite behind on the comments. Damn, I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to really get to the latest comments. Thanks for joining, Carl. We'll see you next time. Um, I mean, I think he will return. I don't know for sure though. I can't give you a definite answer because I don't honestly know. But I think based. Actually, wait. There was actually no. I did make a video on this. Sean Kanan did post something on Cameo, and I think that's what gives away that he's going to return. But take it with a grain of salt. But I think he will be back. So I guess we'll find out. What do you think for Devon in season 6? I will the teaser. I don't think I've seen her yet, except the video. Well, yeah, Devon's a good character. I think we'll see what they do with her. I mean, it'll be interesting if we get some integration with her with Kenny more next season. And also Anthony, he's never interacted with Devon. So I'm curious like how the younger characters are gonna have a dynamic like next season. I'm just curious of that. Because Devon, Kenny, and Anthony are basically the next generation of students coming up. Well, especially Kenny and Devon, because they're already really good karate students. But they obviously aren't like Sam Miguel level yet, but they are great. But yeah. That's gonna be interesting. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna put the focus on the dad, but again, it's still a mystery in who our father is. If it ends up being Mike Barnes, that would be crazy and funny, but it'd also be like, does that mean every character is like related to a legacy character? Like, I'm just kind of like, I don't know how I feel about it now. Like before, it was quite a outlandish theory, and I still think even now it's kind of like I don't think the creators want that with every character. I think they want characters to be, original, not just linked to, an OG character. But I think it could work. I mean, Barnes has a wife. I don't remember if he said he had kids, but it could be a situation where maybe he did have a kid and he didn't know. I'm not sure. I think we will find out your cat, Babadook 7. Um, I think we're gonna find out the truth in a flashback, or it could be that Kreese knows the truth and he's gonna tell Johnny next season. That could really f with Johnny as well, because it could be something that really pisses him off. And I think Zabka said this. There's something that could still push Johnny in a way, and I think Kreese is gonna do something next season. He's gonna do something to really annoy Johnny, I think, and I think it's gonna really push him to that point. So I'm looking forward to seeing a flashback with Johnny because I think we should get one next season. I want to know more. If they do, oh my god, that would be so cool. I mean, they were in Barcelona, they film in London. That would be amazing because it's so near to me. But yeah, guys, thank you all for tuning in. That will be it for today's stream. Thank you all for being here. Really appreciate you taking the time to be on and participating in this live stream. I had so much fun. Always love doing these live streams. Again, if you want to see more, please hit the like button. And if you are new, subscribe to Cobra Kai Nation now. Have all your notifications on. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well at Cobra Kai Nation YT. And I post a lot on there. So please check me out. And thank you for tuning in again. Hope you all have a great day. Stay safe. Have a great week. And I'll see you on the next live stream. or the next video or the next short, whatever it is. Take care, Cobra Kai Nation.